Hello, good evening and welcome to Breaking Views, which is coming to you from the national capital. It's 9 degrees Celsius, ladies and gentlemen, right now. Quite cold, and of course the severe cold wave warning as well. But the political temperatures are rising ahead of the 2024 election and of course the big elections of the states in 2023. While the BJP more or less have set the ball rolling with their national executive formally announcing the beginning, in fact, of their election campaign and the way they are in fact going to go across and plan for 2023 and 24. It also is interesting that the other political parties and the way they are gearing up to meet this challenge of 2024 and the state elections, especially with the Bharat Jodo Yatra of the Congress party and also, of course, other political programs which the other political parties are right now doing. I'm coming to you live from the NDMC Convention Center where Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who started today, and for a lot of people this would be a very unusual thing, party's internal strategic meet, the way in fact it began with a roadshow of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. He has been here since about 4 p.m. this evening, and we are expecting the Prime Minister any moment in fact to come out of the brainstorming session which had been going on. And while all across there are hoardings and posters of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, in a nutshell, with the two press conferences that took place here, if I can say, it was all about and for Prime Minister, the image of the Prime Minister, BJP in fact taking to the next level. At least that's the attempt that we saw here at the National Convention. I will be, in fact, talking about how political parties are gearing up for 2024 and to meet the challenge of the Bharatiya Janata Party, which very unapologetic, with no apologies, just carries on and presents themselves as an formidable election fighting machine. But before that, let me also tell you that while the Prime Minister was in the national capital in preparations for the upcoming state elections, Priyanka Gandhi was in Karnataka. And there also a very important state, and in fact there was a special session that took place between the BJP president and the office bearers of Karnataka for the upcoming polls. The Congress sensing a big opportunity there, she came out and of course spoke to the people. The politics in the national capital was on the other end, was being undertaken by Aam Aadmi Party, which once again is at loggerheads as far as the BJP is concerned, and protest against the Lieutenant Governor by in fact Arvind Kejriwal. So all this in fact begs the big question of how the political parties, and everybody is quite active, while many might see the BJP in fact playing a proactive role or more active than other political parties with their strategy meet. Amit Shah already going in 11 states. The fact is that all other political parties are also now gearing up. But what kind of challenge? Is it going to be Modi versus all? Is the BJP once again going to put all their eggs in Modi's basket? That is going to be the big question. But before we move on and I introduce my guest, listen in to the three big leaders of the day speaking about their big political moves.
प्रधानमंत्री जी के खिलाफ नेगेटिव कैंपेन करना और उसमें एकदम हल्के भाषा में या अब्यूसिव लैंग्वेज के साथ, नेगेटिव टोन के साथ प्रधानमंत्री जी को व्यक्तिगत नीचे दिखाते हुए भाषा के साथ बार बार जो नेगेटिव कैंपेन होते रहा, उन सब में लीगली कोर्ट एक के बाद दूसरा करके सुप्रीम कोर्ट तक मामला हर एक बार गया.
There is not one thing that we want to do to make you strong. There are many things that we want to do to be able to make you stand up on your own feet and fight for yourselves. You know, we have also announced the 200 units free electricity recently. So 200 units of free electricity will be provided to every house. And in addition, my colleagues will be announcing in their Women's Manifesto many new schemes for all of you to be able to move forward and to bring a change in your lives.
जब इनके बच्चे बीजेपी वाले अपने नेता बड़े बड़े अपने बच्चों को विदेशों में भेजते हैं पढ़ने के लिए, उसकी कॉस्ट बेनिफिट एनालिसिस हुई है? जब इनके नेता बड़े बड़े, अभी कई सारे नेता इनके स्विट्जरलैंड गए हुए हैं वर्ल्ड इकोनॉमिक फोरम में, उसकी कॉस्ट बेनिफिट एनालिसिस हुई है? जब हमारे टीचर जाना चाहते हैं विदेश ट्रेनिंग के लिए, कहते हैं उसकी कॉस्ट बेनिफिट एनालिसिस करा लो।
All right, so how, various political parties are now gearing up to meet the BJP challenge. That's going to be the big focus. We are expecting the Prime Minister to come out any moment. We'll get you those live images. But let me introduce my guest this evening. Ranveer Singh Pathania, spokesperson of the Bharatiya Janata Party, is with us. We have Shekhar Iyer, senior journalist. Shama Mohammed, senior spokesperson of the Congress Party, also joining us. Sanjay Kumar, psephologist and professor CSDS, is also with us this evening to try and put the pieces of how things have lined up for 2024. Let me, in fact, start by asking you, Mr. Sanjay Kumar, just to set this up, where we stand today and the way, in fact, the Bharatiya Janata Party's election machinery is rolling today, in fact, I mean, this possibly would be the first time when a roadshow of this kind was done by the Prime Minister, just a kilometer-long roadshow, but to go into a national executive meet. For the Bharatiya Janata Party, the message is very clear. It's Modi, and the question that they will ask is, again, who against Narendra Modi in 2024? How, when you see today, are things lined up, sir?
Ankit, I think what you have said is right, that BJP would be banking on Prime Minister Modi when it comes to 2024 election. This is kind of an announcement. Every time Prime Minister Modi does an act, we think this is an announcement for 2024. I think this is another way of making an announcement that BJP would be contesting 2024 elections in the name of Prime Minister Modi, because this was this was a party meet where they wanted to discuss, the party president, etc. But even on that occasion, if Prime Minister Modi is doing a roadshow, so there is a clear message from BJP, and I think that BJP will try to make the 2024 contest look like Modi versus who, because that is what gives BJP additional mileage, because people do keep asking this question. There are some voters who may be willing to vote for any other party than BJP, but I think they get stuck on this big question of, if not Modi, who? Who is equivalent or even slightly less capable as Modi? So I think the message is very loud and clear. BJP is heading into 2024 in the name of Prime Minister Narendra Modi.
Right, because even let me take this to Mr. Pathania, because Mr. Pathania, even when Nirmala Sitharaman, the finance minister, when she came out, she spoke about various things. She spoke about how Gujarat has to be replicated. But first, there was a thanks to Narendra Modi, the Prime Minister, for the big victory in Gujarat. She spoke about G20 presidentship. But first, it was thanks to Prime Minister Narendra Modi and his efforts, that how India's position has in fact gone up as far as the global fora is concerned. Then, of course, she spoke about the cultural heritage of this country. And then once again, it was thanks to Prime Minister Modi. For BJP, it seems to be one trick, for the party, like the Prime Minister speaks about one nation, one election. For the BJP, it is about one person and one trick. That is Narendra Modi.
Ankit, I fail to understand that how it is a matter of discussion and rather a hot topic amongst all the TV channels, among all the print media, that a political party ahead of parliament elections, in an election year, is making preparations for elections. And this is not the first time. I want to correct you. In Odisha also, Pradhan Mantri ji went to the national executive while addressing a very, very small, very brief, what you call as a roadshow. Very small roadshow was conducted in Odisha. Today also a small roadshow was conducted. There's nothing too much official about it. But the point remains that the Aam Aadmi Party, I have used each and every time that Mr. Kejriwal, with due respect.
Sir, but it was quite official. It was a last-minute edition which was made yesterday. The point is, sir, that no matter what is happening, whether it is the party forum or the topic about how the party is going forward, or even the re-election of your president, it invariably for the BJP becomes about Prime Minister Narendra Modi.
You see, Pradhan Mantri ji is the mascot. He's the face of the Bharatiya Janata Party's main election campaign. because he's the leader, he's the prime minister also. Though a prime minister need to be at the vanguard, he need to do the things rightly, we could say, in the teeth and in the air directly. So that's no issue about it. He has led the campaign in 2014. He was named as the head of the campaign committee. In 2019, he also steered the party campaign. And it is but obvious that in 2024 also he will lead the campaign. There are no question and no debates, I think. But Bharatiya Janata Party is a democratic party.
Okay.
It believes in inner party democracy. So its internal checks and balances, its collective, we could say, action and unity in its collective action and unity in thought.
I think Shama Mohammed would want to come in on this when you speak about the internal democracy as far as the party is concerned, because a lot of people are very anxiously waiting whether Mr. Nadda will get an extension or not, or are there going to be some sort of an election to choose the next BJP president. But the fact is, Shama Mohammed, more than this, like I said, the question then becomes who against Narendra Modi. Don't you think, and for the Congress party, of course, there is a massive mobilization campaign which Rahul Gandhi is leading himself. Does this question of who versus Narendra Modi, does it become a problem for the Congress party if they project Rahul Gandhi, or you would want to wait and see, because the opposition parties will also have to possibly decide whether they accept the leadership of Mr. Rahul Gandhi?
See, first and foremost, I think the gentleman from the Bharatiya Janata Party was talking about internal democracy. I want to make it clear to him, if there is internal democracy, they would have elected a BJP president. The BJP president is appointed. Internal democracy is what you see in the Congress party, the only party which has elected its president. And we did it very openly. Everything was out in the newspapers. Everybody knew what was happening. Your party just suddenly replaces chief ministers without even consulting MLAs. MLAs don't know when chief ministers are replaced. We saw that in Uttarakhand, we saw it in Karnataka, we saw it in Gujarat. So there's nobody other than Modi and Shah who takes decision. MLAs, MPs, ministers are all dummy puppets sitting over there. So let's get that very clear. Then we all know very well that the Bharatiya Janata Party, including Mr. Modi and Mr. Amit Shah, is very rattled with Rahul Gandhi's Bharat Jodo Yatra. They thought he would start the Yatra and stop it on the way, but he is finishing the Yatra and he will hoist the flag in Jammu and Kashmir on the 30th, and everybody from every walk of life has come to this Yatra. And we saw that the finance secretary was questioned, Mr. Mariam was questioned after he was walking with Rahul Gandhi. That is the issue these people have. And one last point. I was listening to Nirmala Sitharaman, and you know what did she say? There's a negative campaign against the PM always. Let me remind her that the Prime Minister of India, sitting inside the parliament, abused former Prime Minister Manmohan Singh, saying that he wears a raincoat under the shower. He again insulted the former Prime Minister Manmohan Singh, accusing him of treason during the last Gujarat elections. And she has no shame. The most shameless minister in the country is Nirmala Sitharaman, the finance minister. Shameless lady, lying from top to bottom.
Strong attack there by, in fact, the Congress spokesperson there. But Mr. Shekhar Iyer, I want to understand from you, sir, isn't it like a catch-22 sort of a situation, a conundrum as far as the opposition is concerned when this question about who against Narendra Modi is asked? If it is Rahul versus Prime Minister Narendra Modi, we saw a similar contest in 2019 and then we saw the result. The problem for the opposition is if they come together, then the BJP says it's Modi versus all, and if they don't come together, a fractured opposition is also advantage as far as the BJP is concerned.
Indeed, Ankit, that's the problem. Recently you saw that press conference where Rahul Gandhi was, he himself said, your questions are all about who will be the PM candidate, who will be the CM candidate, but I am raising issues. See, that's a problem. You see, whether one likes it or not, even if the Yatra is all about Rahul Gandhi, I mean, there is no escape from that, either through the issues or without the issues. The Congress party has a leadership, and that leadership is not Mallikarjun Kharge. That leadership is the Gandhi family. That leadership is represented by Rahul Gandhi and Priyanka Gandhi. See, when it comes to that, there are problems with other opposition parties also. Because every day you hear from the Congress, we have invited 23 parties to come, but opposition unity is not the purpose of our Yatra. We are trying to raise issues. You see, that issue is going to remain. You see, at the same time, without the Congress actually, winning over 100 plus seats, the possibility of a non-BJP government formation in Delhi is absolutely possible. Say a Congress revival, possibly through Yatra or without Yatra, but at the end of the day, it has to be an electoral, it has to be converted into an electoral numerical advantage for Congress.
Absolutely, and that's where, and let me just very quickly just bring back Shama Mohammed on that point. Shama, while we see the BJP perpetually in an election mode, I mean, one election they win or lose, then the next day they are in fact preparing for the other. Even before this national executive, Amit Shah has been touring 11 states talking about, JP Nadda has been on the tour. The fact is, while Rahul Gandhi comes out and says that Bharat Jodo Yatra is not should not be seen from the prism of election victories or losses, you are facing a party which is perpetually 24/7, 365 days in an election mode. They are going down and right now, in fact, making a blueprint of how they are going to go to the last person when it comes to the vote. So when you face a party like this, can a half-hearted approach, work? And what would be the approach as far as the Congress party is concerned?
What do you mean by half-hearted approach? I mean, look at the way we have recently won Himachal. I mean, we said that we are going to get the old pension scheme. We promised and we have done it. That's what we keep our word. We are unlike the Bharatiya Janata Party, who's busy in election mode, has forgotten governance. Now they're getting discounted oil from Russia. What have the people of India got out of it? Nothing, because everything goes to Reliance and they refine it and sell it to the European market. That is what is actually happening. If you're buying discounted oil, why don't you pass it on to the people? That is what has happened. Governance is completely forgotten. Joshimath, you media people cannot report on it. We have to be silent. Nobody should know what's happening there. What sort of nonsense is this? Isn't this a democracy? Then China, you say that, we will show China, Mr. Jaishankar says, trade deficit from 75 billion has gone to 100 billion in 2022. What is happening? You're doing more trade with China. China is getting into our country. China is killing our soldiers. China is attacking us, but you're doing more business with China. So my question today is, where is governance? There's unemployment in the country. There is price rise. And that is what Rahul Gandhi, and there is also polarization. I mean, every time a movie, if there's a Shah Rukh Khan in a movie, then the Bajrang Dal comes out and says, you know what, we will not allow it to get released. Why is the Prime Minister of India quiet? What is happening over here? I mean, why is there so much of interference? Who is Bajrang Dal? It's a terrorist organization. Why is Bajrang Dal not banned? That is the question today. You allow these terrorists to keep going out like this, doing whatever they want to do. You allow rapists, you release rapists from the different prisons. That is what is happening right now in our country.
But these issues were also raised as far as the Gujarat election is concerned, and we saw that they did not possibly give the Congress any dividend when it came to the Gujarat election. And that's the question, Mr. Sanjay Kumar, that I want to understand from you. Is the problem with the opposition against the BJP about messenger, or is the problem that they are not able to, in fact, take the message home to the people when it comes to the national general election scenario, sir?
Very difficult to say whether the problem is with the messenger or whether a party is able to, unable to take the message to the people. But I think what is happening is that if you look at the issues are present. It's not that the issues are not there on the ground. When we talk about unemployment, when we talk about price rise, these are the issues there on the ground. In most of the states which went to poll, we did figure out that a lot of people are concerned about these two issues. But what is happening is that people's voting choices are not being shaped on these issues, because BJP quite often comes up with a much bigger issues, and those are the bigger issues of nationalism, Hindutva, national aspiration. So these bigger issues are overshadowing the day-to-day issues. I'm not saying those are smaller issues, but I think these are important issues. Unemployment, price rise. But as I said, the BJP's plank of contesting election has become nationalism, national pride, Hindutva. These issues have overshadowed the issues of unemployment and price rise. So I don't say that opposition have failed to take this message to the people. They have been able to take that message to the people. But what happens is that at the last minute, in the cricket ki bhasha mein, BJP comes at the last minute and hits several sixes in the last over. and that is how they finally managed to win a lot of cricket matches in terms of elections.
Right. And Mr. Pathania, that is what I want to understand from you as well. While on one hand, the BJP says that there is no competition, you ridicule the Bharat Jodo Yatra, you say it is having no impact. But the fact is, sir, every single day we do see some of the other leader of the Bharatiya Janata Party coming out and speaking about the Bharat Jodo Yatra. In fact, zooming in and also trying to find out whether Rahul Gandhi is wearing something under that T-shirt. When you make, his beard, his T-shirt such an important issue, there must be some traction that the BJP feels that the Bharat Jodo Yatra is getting, that it is getting under the skin of the BJP leaders, sir.
Ankit, we have ruled out that's not a case. Any political party, including Congress, they have a fundamental right to do any sort of political activity. Bharatiya Janata Party has least to do with it. And I have already held it on your TV channel also, that one remake of Forrest Gump is Lal Singh Chadda, and this is another remake of that Forrest Gump movie. So my learned friend from Congress was referring to the culmination of Bharatiya Janata Party, the Bharat Jodo Yatra in Kashmir. Let me ask one question very clear and categoric to the Congress and to the people at large, that Congress has outsourced its Bharat Jodo Yatra in Jammu and Kashmir to National Conference, to People's Democratic Party. No,
okay.
Which national conference? Which national conference? Which says that we will seek support from China for restoring Dhara 370, Article 370. What is the stand of the Congress on Article?
Sir, but you were in business with
People's Democratic.
Okay, I will take that to Shah Mohammed, but it is the same political party that you were in business with for 3.5 years. You had a government with the PDP, and at that point of time when this question was asked, you said that it has been done in national interest. Anyway, Shah Mohammed, is the issue that apart from the last mile delivery that the BJP talks about, the BJP is also able to checkmate the Congress on these emotive issues, whether it is Ram Mandir, which will be completed in January, whether it is nationalism. Does the Congress get checkmated in all these emotional issues as well?
You see, they are not checkmated or whatever, and he has no right. He has no right to say that we have given it to national conference. What nonsense!
You have outsourced it to national conference.
I understand that you are very rattled.
Let her complete. I also have to get in my other guest as well, sir.
And under Amit Shah,
Mr. Pathania, let's not confuse it with any other channel, sir. You know one by one. Let her complete.
Please.
He should understand, under Mr. Amit Shah, the great Home Minister, Kashmiri Pandits are killed day in and day out. Where is that? They are protesting out there. What are you doing for them? What is your mood telling? Just coming out and saying, Kashmiri Pandits made a movie out of them. You made a lot of money out of it. Your protege made a lot of money. So what I'm saying is, Ankit, the most important issues right now, what I can tell you is the Bharatiya Janata Party, Modi in fact took out this rally today because he has been rattled by Rahul Gandhi's Bharat Jodo. It's a huge success and everybody knows that. Every place, they said first, in North India, there'll be nobody. I was in Madhya Pradesh. I saw a lot of people. I was in Punjab, a lot of people. I mean, people are pouring out. UP, huge number of people.
It's abusing, right?
It's rattled. Bharat Jodo is a huge success. And to Mr. Iyer, what is wrong if we invite other political parties? When we don't invite, you say, Congress does not give any respect to its other opposition parties. Now, when we invite, you saying, this is a political thing. Of course, there's nothing wrong in inviting everybody. Rahul Gandhi.
I think that's a problem. That's a similar problem. It's a problem with both Congress and the BJP. In fact, they also share because the BJP has been continuously losing their allies as well. But in the end, Mr. Iyer, I want to come to you in conclusion, sir. While, as Mr. Sanjay Kumar said, that it's not that it is, bereft of issues. There are a lot of issues as far as the people are concerned. Is 2024 in the current scenario, is it a done deal or it will be stupid mistake? It will be a foolish mistake in politics to say that, you can go and see as far as 2024.
Well, Ankit, one cannot say any election is a done deal. Right now, the Congress campaign is to show that the BJP is the problem. BJP and the Prime Minister are problems of this country. But the Congress is also must project itself as it is part of the solution. Because whatever problems you take, the BJP will succeed in showing that genesis as, it goes to the period when it was ruling. And today, the new pension scheme, which was brought by Dr. Manmohan Singh, is being given up for sheer votes. They won Himachal on the basis of saying they'll bring back OPS. Whereas Manmohan Singh had hailed it as what was started by Vajpayee was implemented. No, what they're going to do is go back to that same welfareism which actually brought things down. They don't have a solution.
Right.
So long as Congress is not able to show itself as a solution,
Manrega,
I can't
Modi
see
has
that
gotten. Manrega was cursed by Mr. Modi.
Okay, I'm sorry, I will have to leave it there. I'm completely out of time. I just want to very quickly just show our viewers, in fact, what's happening here. Prime Minister is just about to come out. I thank all my guests, Shama Mohammed, Mr. Pathania, Mr. Kumar, and of course, Mr. Iyer for joining me on the breaking news. But in the end, actually, that's the bottom line, ladies and gentlemen. It's not that the country is not having any issues or the political discourse is bereft of any issues. The fact is, anti-Modism can't be the only ploy that the opposition parties use ahead of 2024. They will have to come with an alternative message, an alternative plan of how and what they see India going forward. Thank you so much for joining us.